Hi everyone, welcome to Love Samantha Daniels Style. This is a 30-minute show where we talk about dating, sex, love, romance, and relationships. A lot of you have been with me before, and for those of you who are new, welcome to the show. I am a professional matchmaker and a relationship expert, and I spend each and every day giving advice on dating, sex, love, romance, and relationships. For those of you who were sad that my video cam was not working last week, this week it's working. So I like seeing all of you and hearing all of you. So if you have any questions or comments that you want to make, all you need to do is raise your hand and I will call on you. So today again, I'm going to open it up by talking about a circumstance that somebody shared with me this week and asking for people to give me some suggestions, opinions, and advice to give this woman. So basically, there is a woman, and her name is Jane, and Jane called me for some advice. And basically, her circumstance is that she has been friends with a guy for quite a long time. And recently, they decided that they want to try to give it a go dating. So they've started spending some time together, going on dates, getting to know each other, talking on the phone. And sexually, all that's happened is that they've kissed. They've made out a little bit, swapped a little saliva, but mostly kissing. Kissing in the taxi on the way home, maybe kissing when they say goodbye outside her door. Nothing major, nothing that interesting, just kissing. So on Saturday night, this past Saturday night, they went out on a fancy kind of date because her birthday is actually today. And they went on a date and somehow they got into a conversation about sex. And this guy said to her that the reason why they got into the conversation was because the woman said, well, why did you and your ex-wife break up? And the guy said, well, we broke up because she didn't like to have sex as much as I like to have sex. This is the guy speaking. I really like sex. I like to have it at least twice a day, every single day. And if I'm not with somebody who wants to have sex all the time, it's a problem for me. So as soon as this girl heard this, she got a little bit nervous because she, number one, has never had sex with this guy, and number two, she doesn't like to have sex every single day, twice a day. She likes to have it less. So she got very caught off guard, and immediately she said to him, well, that's interesting that you like to have sex twice a day every day, but me, I like to have sex maybe once a week. They wound up getting into this whole blown-out conversation about how much he likes to have sex versus how much she likes to have sex. And clearly, they were at the opposite end of the spectrum because if this guy wants to have sex twice a day, every day, we're talking about 60 times a month. And this woman, she likes to have it like once or twice a week. We're talking about 4 to 8 times a month. So they're on polar opposite sides of this situation. So they continued to go through the date. They got to the end of the date. He said, oh, not to worry, blah, blah, blah. And they both acted like that conversation didn't really affect them much. But P.S., he was supposed to see her today for her birthday. She hasn't heard from him. On Sunday, they were on the phone for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. He said, I'll call you back. He never called back. She left him a message to ask him a question. He didn't answer it. He had made all these comments about how he bought her this nice present for her birthday. And P.S. she got an email from him this morning just with it saying, happy birthday, exclamation point, and that was it. And she responded with thanks, exclamation point. So she called me today and she said, what do you think is happening? She said, at the end of the date, he said that we're on the same page, I want to get to know you better, all of these things, but P.S. he sort of disappeared. So I've given her some advice and I have some thoughts on the subject, but I thought that I would bring it into the room today and let some of you comment on it. And do you think that two people can be in a relationship with each other if they have different sexual interests? if they have interest in different kinds of sex, the frequency of sex, and do you think that you can know whether or not you're going to be sexually compatible in the long haul if you haven't even had sex yet? So I'm going to take conservative atheist first. Conservative atheist, would you like to make a comment about what we're talking about today?
I was trying. It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me raise my hand. Okay. Well, the thing is, this is kind of like a no-brainer. It's like the stop sign says stop. You should stop. Yeah, they can. I mean, big shock. The man wants sex more than the woman does. Hold on a second. I'm trying to reel. I'm stop reeling from the shock. Okay. The thing is that most men want sex a hell of a lot more than women do. That's just the reality of the situation. So, should that be a something that should destroy the relationship or destroy possibilities in the future? Well, any man that is waiting for a woman that wants to sex as much as he does to commit to a relationship simply is never going to be in a relationship. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Obviously, if he's not going to talk to her on her birthday, and if he's kind of standoffish when she says once a week and he wants it twice a day, obviously he's decided that it's just not for him. I think that you can be in a relationship where the woman doesn't want sex as much as you do, but that's one hell of a gap, So maybe he should find a woman maybe she should find a man that's not that quite a big of a gap. Like I said, I don't think they're ever going to be 100% in sync with each other, but not that big of a gap.
Thank you for your comment. I agree with a lot of what you said. I'm going to take a few more comments and then I'll be back. So, Gary,
I always have something to say, Samantha. That's a crazy question to ask. Listen, first of all, it's good that they had the conversation. And secondly, maybe it was good that they were honest about it. And thirdly, maybe it's better that they find out that this is not going to be compatible before rather than after they get married. The worst thing that happens, and I can tell you from a guy's point of view, and I hear this from a lot of my married friends, that when they were in the dating process, the woman wanted sex all the time. Then once they got married, she no longer did, leading the guys to think, well, she